members. It's Navarro, head trader Penny Stocks Club 13. It's October 4th, 2021, and this is the weekly watch list video where I'm gonna go over what I'm looking at, how I plan to trade, and go over all the technicals in each and every stock that we're gonna look at in this instant. There's just a quick disclaimer. I'm not telling you what to buy, what to sell. You trade at your own risk. These are simply ideas, suggestions. This is possible scenarios that might happen. If they do, I want to be prepared. I want to get in a good entry and take profits when I have them. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to it, guys. So I want to start with the larger caps, and which are optionable, and this I'm looking to day trade with options. Again, you can feel free to trade the stock itself, trade your preference, trade your style. So after that, we'll go into the penny stocks. Let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Right now I have the Ford Motor Company. The reason I have it here is because I like the pattern. It's got a very bullish trend. It just came out of a little flag pattern, which that's the reason I wanted to trade it today. I missed it, and I am hoping to be ready tomorrow if it gives us another setup. It does have a tendency to continue its trend, so we'll look at previous trading history in this stock and every other stock that we're going to look at and see what we expect from previous history that can help us in your future trades. So in Ford, guys, what I wanted to trade was this bull flag pattern, and I had my entry at 420. We're gonna go ahead and zoom in a bit. So I'm gonna go to the 1 day 3 minute here. Right, so we had that, and it did come below 1420, so I was thinking 1420 was the entry, but pre-market it really took off, and it didn't even give me a chance to enter here at 1430. I was just not ready for it because I thought it was just not gonna give me the entry. What I wanted it to do is I wanted it to come down. I wanted to test this level and then do that quick turnaround and profit from that. So it didn't give me that entry. It didn't do what I expected, and I was not prepared for it. So I'd rather just not trade it because I felt like I was gonna be chasing my entry, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm trying to be as disciplined as possible. If I didn't get my entry, then it's okay. There'll be more trades later on. So what am I looking for now for October 5th on Ford Company? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and use this price level here. This is the highest traded price today. I'm gonna go ahead and extend this to the left so that we can look at it in the daily chart. Right now, what I'm looking at is this level, this 1437, 1435 level, possibly even 1440 where there's a bit of consolidation. But for now, we're gonna go to the previous day's high, previous day HOD, and we're gonna extend this one to the left. Let's see what we can see on the daily. Let's go ahead and go out. Okay, so there we have it, guys. Look, it was no coincidence that it got rejected at that level. There was a recent rejection there, and then you can see that little flagging pattern, that consolidation around that level. You can see support there, support there. So this 1479, 1480 zone or level has been key right in Ford. Then we noticed here that there's a support level around the 1440 level, and it closed below it. So that would be my entry, 1440. And I just want a quick move to possibly, if it does break this level, I'll probably take profits here, and then hopefully if it gets to 15 where there's another resistance level here. So this would be my profit target zone. First take here. If it works again, this is what I'm looking at, for entry at 1440. Take first profits here, and then just scale out the rest of the way to 15 if it works. So that's what I'm looking at in Ford, guys. And here's a very bullish pattern. You can see that it's just completely on an uptrend. They have about a 3, 4, 5 week of a pullback. It's a controlled pullback, as there was no serious selling off or flush or anything like that. So it's just a very controlled pullback, which is good. It did bounce off of this 180 SMA. That's what I like, and it just does have the tendency to continue and hold those levels, right? So here it did get come back down, but this was due more to the overall market on the sell-off or on the SPY. So that's why, you know, it struggled a bit. So hopefully tomorrow we get a green day and it continues moving higher. So that's what I plan for Ford. Next one on the list, actually I have them here, guys, so we're just gonna go with the watch list. I have CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this so that we can go through the whole technical aspect of it, and so that you can start learning what I do, how is it that I look for the levels, and how I plan my trade. So this is CCL. Why am I interested in it? Okay, let's talk about the trend. If we look at how this trades, it usually consolidates for a while and then takes off, right? And it takes off significantly. It also sells off quite a bit, but here's where we're at right now. We do have this recent bottom here, and from there, that would be our anchor, and we can see those higher lows, right? So we got a trend, we got an upward trend right now, and it did come out of a bear flag pattern, which is what I like to see, right? It's no longer bearish, made a bullish move. The bullish move was when it broke above this 180 SMA, this green line here. You can see how it broke above that flag pattern. Now it's still not out of the water, but it's on a bullish territory, which is what we want to see. Let me go ahead and delete these. All right, so now let's look at where it's bouncing, how we can take advantage of those levels. So right here at the 25 level, we can see right below it, it came down and it jumped back up, came back down, and now the 180 SMA and the 9 are converging with each other. So this should be strong support, right? So right here, we can draw our price level line. That's 25 level. We can draw another one right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this to the left. All right, and we can see how there was support there, support, and if we do this over here, we extend this to the left, we can see how it was support, now became resistance. There's that price straddling here, an important zone. So this would be a profit taking zone, right? Our supply zone, in other words. We can use that level as our supply zone. This is where we would want to dump, or if we enter and it works, continues moving up, then this is where we want to dump the shares. We want to buy down here, sell up here, supply and demand, right? So you got supply, or you got demand, you buy it down here, you sell it at supply. Buy it at demand, sell it at supply. Now, I don't plan to day or swing trade this by any means. So if I can get just a quick move to 26, 27, and that's what I'm looking for a day trade, whichever happens first. But this one again does make those big moves, and we do have a little trend line here. Let me switch tools, which looks like a flag pattern, right? We actually have this little wedge pattern, right? You got that flag, so that's what we want to see. We like what we see here. So now we're looking for that breakout to that 27, 40, 28 level, if it gives it. So we're looking at this for entry anywhere at the 26 level and a quick pop to that 27, 28 level. Hopefully that'll come to fruition, and that's what we're looking at in this one. What can we do right now? We can set alerts so we can be ready for this trade as it comes close or near the 26 level. We can be ready for the entry and then take advantage of that move. Next one on the list, LCID. Now this one, again, what can we see? Why do we like it? Well, first of all, just look at this crazy moves. Can this one move? Definitely. We want to take advantage of stocks that make huge moves, right? And this is previous trading history. It's telling us, you know what, this stock here, if it gets some momentum going, get some volume coming in, just like you see down here, which is currently happening also right now, this one can really just go and take off. Okay, it is on a little pullback here, but if we can do this right now, you see there's a little bit of a flag pattern here, right? So you see that flag pattern. So that's what I like, and it's right now at a demand zone. I already have those green lines there, which are showing us that's where people are buying, or either it was support or resistance at some point. So we're gonna go back and take a look at that. So we're gonna get our little circle here. We can see that it's previous resistance, support, and then of course it broke through that, and we got support here. Doesn't want to catch on. There you go. Support, right? So we can see that this level is important. Now what else is here? We got the 50, we got the 20 EMA, which help keep the price up more than likely. So right now it's at a buy level, it's at a demand zone. This is your buy zone. So I would want to buy if it does make a new high on over this previous candle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in here. So if it can make a new high at 25, this would be my entry. So we can get a new candle here, which would be a new candle to make a new high, right? So we're hopefully looking for something like this tomorrow. We don't know if we're gonna get it, but you know, that's what we're gonna do. We want to wait for it to break, make a new high, and then trade it, get in, get out. If it continues moving the following day, then we'll trade it again the next day. But for now, again, I am not swing trading any options due to the market being on a downtrend right now. It's a little crazy. It's going into correction mode. So that's the reason that I just want to buy, take some profits, get out, and look for new stuff. So again, buy zone between the 23, 24 level, even 25, somewhere down here. This is your buy zone. Sell up here. That's what I'm looking at. Next one on the list is SOFI. And you can see that I do have a range where it's been trading quite a bit. You can see that it got support there, got bought back up, came up, got rejected, kind of tried to get up there, didn't get there, got bought back up, broke through, came back down, and you can see the trend, right? Right now it is making higher lows, which we like. Right, we've got this little trend right here where it's making higher lows. I have the wrong tool here. So it's on an upward trend. You can see how it's on an upward trend. It's trading right above the 20 and the 50. So that's why I like this right now. And if we actually draw some lines right now, let me go ahead and get my price level line at that 16 level, and we extend this to the left. We can see that it's another important level, right? So now we want this to become support. We want it to come back up, and I believe that if this one breaks over 18, where we have this 180 SMA, this one has got a chance to go up to the 20, 21, 22, maybe in the next couple of weeks or month. Again, this is just an idea. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but if it starts picking up more volume, which look at recent relative volume, how much volume it's coming in. So if it gets to the point where there's enough buying pressure here, it's gonna push up, come test this 18 level. If it breaks out, guys, be ready, because look at previous history. It makes huge moves on breakouts. Look at that breakout, consolidation. You got my favorite swing trading pattern. This would be your entry candle, this would be your exit candle, and you know, it is a little volatile, so that's why I'd rather just day trade this one than swing trade it. Again, you trade at your own risk. However you want to trade this, that's fine with me, as long as you're okay with your position sizing and risk management skills, which are very important in this business, guys. So again, I do plan to enter. If I go to the 10-day, 30-minute to look for an entry, I would love to enter this 1640, and if it holds 16 anywhere in here, I would want to be scaling into it to a full position up here, and then if it does continue breaking out to the upside, start taking some money off at the 17 level, 1720, 1740, and then hopefully trade it on another day if it's more than 1 day runner. So SOFI, another one to add to your list. Then we have Uber. I've been liking Uber for a while. I've traded a couple of times. Had one losing trade on it last Friday. It shouldn't have been a losing trade, but I got the wrong strike price, and I just didn't want to just be trading for the sake of it. So I just left it, took my loss, and if I would have gotten this week's options, I would have had some money on this particular green day. Now, what's going on here, guys? We see the same idea here, oversold, started making the move, so now it's also flagging. This one you can see the flag pattern. Let's switch the tool again here. You can see this flag pattern, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but there you go. That's your little flag pattern, your consolidation. It is putting up your highs, your bottom. So entry, exit if you'd like to do that. I don't want to do that. I really just want to day trade. I want to trade a breakout, take advantage of it. So we see that the 20 and the 50 have just crossed over, which is a bullish sign. We got the 9 EMA holding support or acting as support as it's trading higher. And I'm gonna go ahead and go back and look at previous trading history in just a bit. But for now, let me go ahead and switch the tool. Let's go ahead and do our lines here so that we can see whether these levels are important or not. I'll move that over there, and then this 47 level. Move it over to the left, and let's see why these levels are important and why it's bouncing here and getting rejected up here. So if we look at previous trading history, we see that it got rejected around the 44 level here once. It had support, and that's pretty much it. It did break through here. Now, why is it getting rejected here? Well, we can see that it was support. Previous support becomes resistance. Then we have another one here, and then we got this consolidation right here, right at that 47 level. So you can see how these two levels are important. So it's going to trade in this range. What we're wanting for it to do is for this 9 EMA to act as strong support and just continue its way up to this 180 SMA for maybe a $3-4 point move, hopefully. Now let's look at trading history. Why is it important to look at trading history? Well, we're trading larger cap stocks. It's very rare for large caps versus small caps. In small caps, we tend to see huge breakouts, right? But in small caps, the volume matters so much because they're smaller caps and they have more range and more momentum to move with. With larger caps, because their cap is so big, you need extremely high volume so that we can see a candle like this. Okay, now we got to be aware of that. So if we go and look at previous trading history and we look at the largest candles that are here in this particular stock, you know how much do they really move? So if you draw your line, we're going to use this one. I'm going to go ahead and get my trend tool here. And from the bottom of this week, the bottom wick, all the way to the top, you can see that it moved that's $3.91. That's the second number from the bottom up, $3.91. So that's pretty much the average true range on any particular day, or on the highest trading day, the highest trading day with the biggest range for Uber. So we're talking about $3 to $4, which that's what I was talking about, 3 to 4 points, right? So we can get that kind of move from here, from 47 to about 50. That's about $3 or so, right? So that's a reasonable move. Will it get there? No. So that's why we got to start scaling out, because look at the majority of the candles. They move $2-3 on a good day. So that's what we're looking for on a breakout. Sometimes you do get extra volume and it might give us that $3 move. But again, you got to be aware of average true range. How much does it move in one day? And if you're aware of that, then you're not going to be holding something that moves $3 and you're expecting it to move $10, $20. That's just not very practical. It's a very bad way to trade. So you got to be aware of all that good stuff. So how do I plan to trade this? Well, I do plan to either enter at the breakout or start scaling into the breakout. We'll see how this one actually trades. But if we look at closer at a smaller time frame, the 10-day, we can look for entries, right? So we see here, I see here this level, it's possible entry. If it starts breaking to the upside right off the bat tomorrow, I see that $46 level as an entry. Now, ideally, what I would like to see, ideally, it would be to come and test this low down here. I would want to enter here. I would like it to come right off the bat. As soon as the market opens, I would like to see it come down, test this level, and if it starts consolidating, moving back up, then I want to enter it, add, and then take my profits at 47 and let the rest for the breakout. Leave the rest for the breakout. So that's my plan on Uber. Let's go see for what we have for penny stocks. Let's start with SONN. SONN. I had this one on watch. I didn't put it on the watch list. I like this little action right here where you got a little bit of volume increasing, relative volume. So you see how on this day there was little volume, then it made a higher move and it broke above the 20 EMA with a little bit more volume. So usually, you get that higher volume coming in the following day. It did, but now we want to see some continuation. So if it starts breaking today's high, so we're gonna go with the previous high of day as far as entry goes. So we're gonna be looking at this level here, and I already have my alerts here, guys. It's always important to have your alerts, okay, so that you can be ready for entry. So I want to say this 72 level could be starter entry, then add at 73, and then just trade the rest of the way. So where and how far can it go? Let's go ahead and look at the trading history. Now, it has a chance, or it does have previous history where it does make good moves. Look at this big candle. So will it make this kind of move again? I don't think it's going to get all the way up here. It might. I mean, it's a penny stock, and in the market, anything can happen. But we want to kind of trade with previous history. So I'd say a move to the $1 level is very reasonable, where you have this previous support and it's at a whole dollar. Remember, whole dollars are psychological resistance points. So at this point, people are going to start taking profits, or they're either going to jump in with more buying pressure and continue taking the stock higher. Again, first we got to break through this 50 EMA and then hopefully continue up. But again, this would be your top of the range for profit taking. You want to start taking profits where you see other resistance levels like this candle here. That would be exactly coinciding with that 50 EMA. So profit taking here and then anywhere in between these levels here. That's the way I plan to trade SONN. FCell it broke over the 50 EMA, guys, and then came back down. It's testing support down here at 6, but if it can hold that 6 level, it's critical, because if we extend this to the left, you're going to see that it was previous resistance. So if it becomes support here, and you can see how it was support, so this is a major key level at $6. Okay, and I'm hoping that it starts coming back up so that we can enter here where I have these green lines. That would be my buy zone. Then I would like to start taking profits here if it works, and then hopefully come and test this previous rejection at the 775 level. But again, it needs to hold that $6 level, which is a major key point. Again, watch this. It's a very key support level. We need it to stay there. What I like is that it started coming back down on this pullback, and I hope it's a buying opportunity, right? It's a very controlled pullback. Look at the volume. There's no big sell-off. It's just a complete controlled pullback. So we will want to see tomorrow the price action starting to move up and volume starting to come in, creating that buying pressure so that it can really pop and take off. Now, let's look at previous trading history. Look at this. There's some big candles here, right? So what is the average range here? If we get the proper tool, we can find out. Let's just look at this previous range, right? Let's go with the most recent history to see what kind of move we can expect if it does work out. So to the top of that one, it's $1.30, guys. That's $1.30. So we can expect around $1 to $1.30 move. So if it starts, if it opens up, depending where it opens up, if it opens up at 6, then we can expect a move to the 7 level, 720, and that would be it. That would be about $1.20, right? So we can expect a move to the 720 level. That's a 20% move on the stock itself, guys, just by buying the stock. 20% move if it works out the way we expect it to, right? So we'll see if this one gives us a good trade idea or good trade for us. GTE, guys, just in a massive momentum run, and came and tested this key resistance level. If it breaks out, look at the moves it can put up, guys. We traded this one before, so we can look for a move all the way up to the 1 level. That's an 18% move. 110, a 30% move, and you can see how it was previous resistance. So profit taking, get in, get out. If it sets up again, then we'll trade it again. All right, guys, so that's GTE. I'm gonna try to keep it a little short. This video's running a little long and we still have some more to go. SNMP, guys, I tried to trade this one before. It just never gave us that complete clean breakout. But you can see how this 90-cent level has been support, and how this 120 level has been resistance. So if it can come up, break 120, which is I'm planning to enter at 120, then we can see some good continuation to the 150, 160 level in the next couple of days. That's SNMP. EVFM oversold pattern, but it's been testing that 50, tested it again. So, you know, it can only test it so much until something breaks, right? It does tend to have a good quality momentum pattern here, where it just continued going for a few days or weeks here, a couple of weeks. So this one can hold levels and can hold a trend, can have some momentum. So if it breaks through this 83-cent level where the 50 MA is, then we can look for some upside, guys, to the 120. It's got room all the way up here to the 140. Will this happen in one day? No, we just saw the previous history, but it has a chance to do that maybe in a 5 days, 6 days, depending on how long you are able to hold and swing trade anything. Again, I don't have that in me as much as I've tried. I like to take profits, so I'll probably just hold it if it works 1-2 days, and that's it. Next to ARDX, another oversold pattern. It's right at the 20 EMA, which I like. Again, similar to, I believe, SONN, where we talked about the volume starting to come in, the price action starting to get a little, the price range starting to get a little bigger. So now tomorrow we can expect a move over the 20 EMA, and it's got room all the way to the breakdown level of $2.05. Again, we always want to look at those whole dollars because they tend to be psychological resistance levels. So if it does make that move, that's a 45% move, guys. Then after that, it's got a huge gap to fill. So, you know, we can look for maybe some continuation. Will it fill all the way to the top? I don't think so. It's just way too much, but anywhere over the 50 EMA might be possible to the 3 level. Again, it's unpredictable, but we can anticipate that. We know that because it's part of the educational videos that we have here at PC13, that gap fill play. For now, we'll trade it to the breakdown level till 2. Hopefully it'll work and give us that good return. So last one, APRE, guys, you can see that little flag pattern breaking out. I see some continuation to that $8 level. It's a pretty big move, but it can make that kind of move. Now notice that it didn't get there, so we would want to take profits at this candle's close, right? That's where we would want to take profits if it even gets there. Now this is just ideas. They still need to work for us. We need to see the volume come in on the breakout. It's got to get to 6 first because that's a current resistance, right? That's the most recent resistance. So if it gets through there, then we got a shot at that 730, 740 level. Again, another gap fill play. It's a huge gap down, so we can hopefully see this one start coming up in the next 2-3 months, and we'll be ready for this one. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoy this, and we'll catch you in the next one.